In this video, we will learn about Perplexity AI. Now, like DeepSeek, Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini, or any other AI tool, Perplexity is also another emerging AI tool. But it is not similar to the other names which I mentioned just now. How is Perplexity different? Before we start using this tool, I'll open this blog which is on the website of Perplexity, where it says that Perplexity is a free AI search engine designed to revolutionize the way you discover information. So, like ChatGPT, which calls itself a generative AI chatbot, or Gemini calls itself an AI assistant, generative capabilities. Perplexity is different. They simply say that we are an AI search engine. So, what Perplexity tries to do here is, and I'll put the link of this blog in the description, you can go through it. What this means is, Perplexity is trying to be a better alternative, an AI powered alternative to all the traditional search engines. So, let's see how it is different. You can log in using your Google account, and this is where you will land up. In this home window, which you can access by clicking here, this is where you can start typing anything. Okay. Now, there's something called as Discover, there's something called as Spaces, and then there's the library. So we'll see what each one of these is. Let me start with our Home tab. So if I hover my cursor over here, it says it has 3 enhanced queries remaining today. If I go here, 3 enhanced queries remaining today. So what it means is, whether it is the pro version of Perplexity or whether it is deep research, you will only have 3 queries per day to work on that for a free version. You have to buy premium or the pro version to access more of these. If I disable it and then use Perplexity, I can use it as much as I want. Okay, so I'll start with disabling it because I'll be showing you a few of these features and how you can use them in the free version. So you will have some recommended searches over here. As you can see, they are more centered towards the current trending news. I can paste anything here. How do I reduce my carbon footprint? That's my prompt. I have disabled everything and I'll ask Perplexity this question. So the interface is also very different from other tools. As you can see, my prompt has become a header over here. I can see the answer that is written. I can also see the sources that it has used. And if I want to see all of them, I can click on the sources tab. So this is what it does. Basically, it uses information or it looks at certain websites, just like a traditional search engine. And then AI comes into the picture and curates an answer for you based on all these sources. And it also has sources for every single sentence. So that's what it does. It curates all the search results for you into a single answer. And you can interact with Perplexity to ask any question based on the search result that it has given you. So this is very interesting. You can share it here. It will generate a link. It will get copied to your clipboard. You can export it as a PDF, as a markdown, which is type of a text-based file, if some of you don't know. And then there's document, Word document file. You can rewrite this using different models. Now there is Sonar, GPT-4o, Claude Sonnet 3.7, Gemini 2.0 Flash, Reasoning by Claude, and Deep Research, which is also by Perplexity. And there are 3 enhanced queries remaining today. So if I have to rewrite the answer using any of these models, then 1 search query out of the 3 enhanced queries will be used up. So that's what Perplexity does. It uses other models as well, and it also has its own model. That is how it goes. Here I can recommend the answer to be helpful or not helpful. I can copy the text here and I can view the sources, which will again bring me back to this same tab. Like you can either access it from here or go down and access it from here. And if I want to report the answer, I can do that by giving whatever reason I want to give. In case you feel there is an inconsistency, you can provide that feedback to Perplexity. Now, there are some related things it is given. Like, in most traditional search engines, they always have related questions that are asked. So similarly, it has related questions. If I click on any one of them, it will take that as a fresh prompt and again generate an answer over that. So that's what it does. And to see what exactly it has done, you can click on tasks here. You will see that it has searched the web and written an answer. And these are the sources that it has read. And after that, it has summarized all of these into a single answer, which is more relevant or more in line with the exact prompt that I have given. So if you're struggling with any traditional search engine which is not able to give you the exact answer that you want, Perplexity is a good AI-based alternative for you. Now, if you want to use a specific source and then ask questions, what you can do is you can go back to the home screen here and you can upload any file from here. Let's say I'll upload a file on climate change, and once it gets uploaded, I can ask to any question based on that particular file. You can upload 10 files a day, which I think is a decent number for anyone who is just trying out these tools. And once I click on answer, it has explained climate change to me. This time, the source is only one. The last time we had a lot of sources here, right? But now it has only used the source that I gave it. And the two tasks it performed was searching the web and writing the answer, which I feel is inaccurate because it technically did not search for the web. It just looked at the document that I sent. If I go in images, you can also generate images. These are the search engine results of what images you can have, just like a Google search that you do for images. If you want to generate images, you got to have the pro version. So it's trying to mimic a search engine. So whatever chats you have in Perplexity are called as threads, and these threads are saved in library. If I click on library here, you will have all the threads. This is one, this is the other one. Okay. And if you share any of them with the link, you can also see how many people have seen it here. Coming back to the home tab, you can also do a dictation over here. You can ask questions to Perplexity based on a voice command. Let me try it out just to show you how consistent it is. Can you explain me what climate change is all about? So it will listen to the entire statement and then create a sentence out of it. It's not a live thing, rather. Let me try a larger prompt. Can you explain what climate change is all about? I really need to understand it better so that I can make more informed decisions. So after you say the entire sentence, only then you will see it here. So it's not really intuitive in terms of being a live voice typing tool. It's more of a prompt that you give and then you can just see whatever you have said. That's about home and library. Now coming to Discover. Discover is more like on Android phones, you have Google Cards, right? Or on Windows, you have the Explore option. Similarly, you have these articles which are based on some current affairs, news. What I've primarily seen is Perplexity is more of a US centric platform when it comes to the Discover section. So you can see most of the news are US based. This is curated for me. Then these are the top ones right now. And then we have some categories: tech and science, finance, art and culture, sports, entertainment. And I can click to personalize this. So if I don't want entertainment, I don't want sports, and you can just select based on how you want it. I want tech and science, I want finance. I can save the interests. Now what you can see is tech and science and finance have come to the left side of this small line here, and the rest have gone to the right. Are these articles AI made or are they written by real people? What I see is I see a few consistent names here, which probably are actual humans writing it. But along with that, I also see something called as daylead, which brings a question in my mind whether this is AI based or whether it is a person behind it. But the rest of them are actual human beings who do this, who write these articles. That's about the Discover section. Coming to what Spaces is all about. You can watch this 1.5 minute video by clicking on Learn More. Perplexity themselves have explained what this is about. However, I'll give you a walkthrough of what My Spaces is. You can also look at these examples and discover them yourself. Let me create a space. As you can see, it is a simple 3-step process. You create a space where you will upload certain files which you want Perplexity to use for that particular space, then set some instructions, and then collaborate. So it's a space where you can use certain documents in your database, which also includes web sources or any Word files, PowerPoint files, Excel files, or any other document that you have, then you can give instructions to Perplexity, and using the information in the database that you have created, you can ask questions and have discussions and collaborate with other members in your team. Let me create a space here. I'll give this space a name, say understanding climate change. Now, if you want to make it a bit more personalized, you can also click on emoji and you can look for an emoji. Let's say I would go for Earth. The description and custom instructions are optional. I'll give it a description, a space to know more about climate change. And in the custom instructions, I'll make sure that all the answers are data driven. I'll click on continue. So my space has now been created. The context, if you see on the right side, if I click on this I, it says search in this space will use this set of instructions, which is over here, files which we are going to upload, and links in all the threads. So let me upload a few files. You can either put any links over here, or you can also put any local files. I have a few PDFs regarding climate change. Let me select all of them. These are getting uploaded. Along with the files, I can also add links here. I can select any domain and add it to my resource. And for some reason, this next button has been grayed out, so I'm not sure. I'll just close it here and I can still see the links and the files that I've uploaded. Now, based on the files, the links, and the instructions, what you can do is in this space, you can have multiple threads or multiple chats, and you can also collaborate. I'll show you what that share is all about. Let me ask a question to Perplexity here, and I'll switch off the Pro because I want to compare what an enhanced query or a deep research query can do as against a normal query. A thread has been started under this space, and by default, it will be a Pro search. That is because we have selected our sources and asked Perplexity to use those particular sources. So even if you switch off the enhanced query button, the spaces will always use enhanced queries. And that is why I saved them so that I can show you what spaces is all about without using up premium enhanced queries. So the sources here are the ones that we have given to Perplexity. It has also taken some other sources that it wishes to, and to get the tasks, searching for actions individuals can tackle to climate change, and writing an answer. So this is what this is about, understanding climate change tab. There is one chat that I have started. Let me start one more thread. Now I'm going to ask Perplexity to summarize the documents. If you want to see what it is doing, you can always go here in tasks, uploaded documents in the space and upload it for review. It is reading all of these documents, fetching the data and writing an answer. And with that, we are left with one enhanced search query. And what I'm going to do with that is I am going to show you what deep research is all about. So I have to come out of this space. Before that, how can you share this space? You can click on the share space. Anyone in your space can view. It is similar to the Google Drive privacy settings. Anyone with the link can view, anyone in your space can view, or only the author can view. You can change this privacy settings, copy the link and start sharing it. And copy the link directly from here. You can save this to your bookmarks. You can also export it as a PDF, mark down a document, or even delete the entire space. Coming back to home to show you what deep research is all about. I'm going to give Perplexity a small research problem of doing some research about how sustainable packaging influences customer purchasing decisions in the food industry. And I also mentioned what exactly the research should include. I'll toggle on the deep research button and I'll start a new thread. If you want to see what it is doing, you can click on task, get desktop notifications when tasks finish once. So sometimes it takes 30 minutes to thoroughly research and analyze. So now it is telling us each step of what it is trying to do. So you can go through it to understand what Perplexity has done in order to give you the final answer. And after doing that, now it is after this section of thinking and researching, it has given me a summary of what it has tried to do. And again, some searching, and again, it has given me a summary, and it is saying that it still needs to gather more insights. This is what deep research is all about. It will keep searching for sources until you don't get the exact answer. and that's why sometimes it can take up to 30 minutes. So once this process is complete, I'll let you know how long it took me, and we'll skip to that section. So after waiting for about another minute, it has performed 21 tasks, where it has gone into selecting sources which are in line with our prompt, and then selecting information from each source. It is given step-by-step analysis of what it has done, and finally it has written a small research report, and that research report can be seen over here. This research report has citations to everything, so it's a proper academically sound write-up. You can see and read it completely. I think it is fairly deep the way they have curated all the information. So you can use this to have more specific prompts so that it can look for specific information. And you can of course always use the rewrite button with different models, and you can give it thumbs up or a thumbs down, copy it, or you can view all the sources that it is used, just like you do in a normal chat. So that's about the deep research. And you can also ask any follow-up question to this, and you can continue the conversation based on this particular research report. We'll talk about a few other things and options that Perplexity has. Now, this shortcut of new thread, it says Control and P. But the problem with this is the moment I enter Control and P, it will give me a print preview. So earlier this used to be Control and I, and now it is Control and P. So I'm not sure what they are trying to do with these shortcuts. They are overlapping with most system shortcuts, but I'm hoping to see a more working shortcut to start a new thread. Apart from that, the pro version can be found here. You can learn more about it. It's $20 a month. You have unlimited free searches, 300 pro searches, and you can choose from any of the AI models, unlimited file upload. You can search for your files in spaces, and you can also have custom knowledge hubs and collaborative spaces like the one that I showed you. And if you click here, if you want it for teams or business, you can click on learn more, and you can buy the business version for it, which is Perplexity Enterprise Pro. So that's about the pro version. The same thing you'll also find it at the bottom here. For the pro and enterprise version, it also provides API. Now, if I click on blog, this is the Perplexity blog, where it talks about all the new updates of what Sonar model is all about, how Perplexity is growing, and other things. Careers, if you click on that, you can also see if you want to work with Perplexity team. And they also have a store where there's some Perplexity merchandise that they have come up with. Then there is finance. Finance is Perplexity specifically curated for finance related things. So just the way I showed you how to enter any prompt and ask questions, you can ask it questions specific to the US markets and the crypto. And it will also give you the market summary, which is AI generated. So again, an AI powered search engine specifically for finance, which is pretty interesting. And then you can change the language. It supports quite a handful of languages. If I click here on settings, I'll have some personalizations. I can change my avatar, I can change the logo, I can change the username, and I can also introduce myself so that the next time I speak with Perplexity, it'll also remember what I am and what information of yours you should give it to have more meaningful conversations. And then again, they talk about Perplexity Pro. You can click on learn more. You can sign out of this session. You can sign out of all sessions, and you can also delete your account by clicking on learn more. And you also have preferences here. If you want the appearance to be dark, then it will become dark. If you want it to be based on the system, then it will be whatever default setting you have set for your browser. Language, you can change from here as well. Preferred response language, automatic means the language in which you speak to Perplexity, you will get a reply in the same language, provided it is one of these languages, or you can change it as well. The suggestion tab, which I showed you, if you click on the search button, it will give you a few prompts to search. I can toggle that off if I want. I can switch on my location to get more accurate weather and sports. And because I'm not sharing my location, I need to first give it access to my location. And now you will see the location over here. And if you want to disable it, you have to go to the browser settings to disable it. From here, you can disable it. And you can remove whatever location data that there was. Again, the models, I already told you how to choose them. Image generation model. Now, image generation by Perplexity is only available for pro users. It's not for us, free users. Pro support, you can contact them if you have a pro version, and if you have any technical issues, you can contact them. AI data retention, basically it means that it will use whatever threads you create, it will use that data to improve its models, and they'll use it to train their models basically. And if you can toggle it off, if you don't want any of your data to be used to train Perplexity, you can personalize it. You can switch on the finance digest, and you can also toggle on or off deep research. Watch lists, you can search for a particular team and access latest updates related to that team in sports. And even in finance, you can create a watch list of a particular stock that is listed in NASDAQ. My connectors, you can connect your LinkedIn account to verify your profile and give data to Perplexity related to your account. And whatever purchases are done will be shown in this tab here after you get Perplexity Pro. API, you can also use Perplexity API to set up credit card payment, or you can go through this other documentation to know more about Perplexity API. And Enterprise Edition is again brings us back to the same website. So this is what Perplexity offers. All in all, I feel it's a very potent tool, very different from other AI tools. So feel free to ask any questions that you may have about Perplexity in the comment section, and to look at more such videos on upcoming AI tools. Stay tuned to Tools to Upskill.